Blog Talk Radio.
Good evening, everyone. This is me, Jonathan Alexander. I'm here to host our show, Life After Happiness. Today, I have my co-host, Barbara, with me. Are you there, Barbara?
Yes, I'm here. Hi, everybody.
And I have my guest today, our psychic, Vanessa Orr. Are you there, Doctor?
I am here. Yes, sir.
Hi,
Vanessa.
Vanessa.
It's interesting.
Hi, Barbara.
Yeah.
So good to hear your voice.
Good to hear you as
I was
well.
going to tell you
Tell us
something.
a little doctor story, Jonathan.
What?
I know. Was
Tell
he going
us
to say the little story about how he thinks of you as a doctor because he thinks you speak like a doctor.
Yeah.
I mean,
And it is a compliment,
what it is,
isn't it?
Yeah, well, I think it's a compliment because of the fact that I think that psychics like to be seen as doctors, and like a lot of times people do things with them that aren't exactly respectful or nice. A good example of it is they will cancel at the last minute, and a lot of people don't realize when you cancel in the last minute, that's somebody that can't get read. You know, it's like if somebody cancels 3 appointments, last minute, those 3 people that don't get read, and that's not fair to them. You understand what I'm saying, Vanessa?
So only do it
I do.
as an emergency. Yes. Yes. Time is money, especially when you're a doctor and you're a psychic. Both. I don't know which one's better at that point when we're talking about that. I think the psychic life is great. I do. I think it's great. Yeah? Tell us
It's
what
so
it is.
interesting.
Okay, tell us the greatest part about being a psychic, your life as a psychic. What would be the best part of
The
that?
joy that people have when they leave a reading. It's like the world comes off their shoulders. They literally stand up taller, and all that worry and concern goes off their face. It's just like helping a patient come back to life. I mean, it's just the greatest thing to see someone have a success story. That's what it is, Barbara. It's a great question.
That is fulfilling. That's wonderful. And you get that pretty much every day that you actually are working.
It's true. And I do go to a little bit of work. Well, I go to a lot of bit of work and study for shows and for readings for everyone. And I'm really blessed because I am led down the right road, and I double check everything and make sure that the data I'm giving them is accurate. And coming here to Life, Laughter, and Happiness on Monday nights is the greatest joy to come and be here with you and Jonathan and the callers who call in. And I'm getting that prana confirmation and that kundalini confirmation. I wonder if you are.
You know what? At that time when you said that, sorry, Johnny, I actually just said to myself, I feel like I can take a deep breath and relax when you were just saying that. So I don't know if that is something similar, really, because I was inhaling a deep breath, like that is the way you want to go into something like what we're doing right now, a show. You don't want to go in feeling a bundle of nerves and uncomfortable and worrying about what's going to happen. You want to go in excited about what's going to happen and refreshed, and this is going to be great, and how here we are. We've all come together basically as one to help people, and here's the moment is now. And I took a deep breath.
Yes. That is really wise to do that. A deep breath is amazing because a lot of times when you access someone's energy fields, Barbara, you can tell they're not breathing, and it's kind of we're holding our breath. Shingles are indicative of waiting for the other shoe to drop. So when people get shingles, it's holding their breath and waiting for the other shoe to drop. It's worry. And when we hold our breath, obviously, we're not taking in any oxygen. And I was on the phone this weekend with a client about a member of her family that went through panic attacks. Also holding breath, also an imbalance of oxygen to CO2. So we all know that air exchange is important, but it's also a bundle of nerves. Yeah, it kind of is. But being a bundle of nerves, we hold our breath. So,
So right when you were saying that, I was able to take a deep breath because I do have that problem where I have anxiety a little bit about something, and I see myself and I'm like, you're not breathing. Start breathing because, I know that helps so much. But I was conscious of it. And then but right when you were talking about coming together on Monday nights, and that's the best, one of your best moments of your week, I was just like, you know what, it really is. And then you got the children, and then I was just able to let out a deep breath of sigh, of relief, of no stress. So it was kind of on the same sense as kind of leany chills, maybe, I don't know. But it was a physical thing.
Well, you and Jonathan and I, we all come together on a common thread of helping everybody else. But I know that the three of us thoroughly enjoy this. It's almost as if we're sitting on the sofa and everybody's coming through, your living room. And, come on in and sit down and, how's your day go? And, well, I've got a problem. And here at Life, Laughter, and Happiness, we get to assess and analyze and put an arm around these amazing callers who call in and help them breathe again. I went through a really difficult time. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
God, I was going to say something, but I was going to say this, like, for example.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut it.
Oh, you're okay.
Well, she was saying I went through a difficult time, and we'll hold on to that, so whoever can remember their thoughts. But I'll run. Okay.
Well, what I was going to say
go ahead,
is
Jonathan.
is a good example of this. This is something that I'm really glad. I was really proud of the fact that we could do this. About a few months ago, Barbara's kitten got killed by a coyote and a wolf.
Oh.
And it was really tragic thing for her to go through. But see, the thing is that because our show is designed to cover any topic, I'm not going to tell Barbara, I don't want to talk about we're going on the air, we can't talk about the coyote now. We actually had a show where we were able to talk about the coyote. And you understand?
During and after and all about it, like for a few weeks too. So it just went to show the listeners that we went through something with one of our listeners, Robin, when she lost her dog. She kept calling in for a few weeks until she was through it. Like we were her support system. She was so sad and grieving, and we went through that with her. Like we would go through anything with any of the callers if they want to keep calling back. And it's like we work through their problem with them over time.
Oh, that is so dear. That's exactly what people need. It's mourning a loss. It's going through grief. It's walking through, how about the COVID stuff? We're starting to kind of throw off these negative energies and, just starting to step out of our homes. And you all provide this safe environment where callers who know you both so well, and they can call in and say, I'm still hurting. And not only can they do that, but then the two of you remember what that caller has been going through.
Yes. Yeah, we do.
Yes.
I can remember these callers' voices and names and the highlights of what they talked about. So it is really wonderful. And thanks for that, Johnny. And also, you were on a point, Vanessa. You said you went through something difficult. Do you remember what you were going to say?
I do. It's holding your breath. And back in 2010, I worked with an energy healer out of Maui, Hawaii. And I wasn't really sure what I was going through, but she said, you're holding your breath. And I was. But you don't know it because you're just so worried about what's going to blindside you next. Like, what's the next thing hiding behind the next boulder out there as you go down your journey, your path.
Right.
And she helped me breathe. And so when I do readings, it doesn't always come up, Barbara, but you've really struck a note about holding that breath or the panic attack. And, by the way, this little girl that was having the panic attacks in the family, she's only like 13 years old. And she's young. I know.
Yes.
So I do things for her, and I send her programmed grids and crystals and wearables that help her, push that down. And I also equip her with tools that, she and her family can talk her down through that panic attack. And so air
tools to use.
Yeah, it really helps her. She's really come a long way. Plus, she's working with healthcare professionals, and she said, should she keep doing that? I'm like, yes, you keep working with the healthcare professionals in behavioral health. Yes. So
yes,
it's a
win-win. But if it comes to doing this kind of work, or if she's taking medication, maybe I don't know where she's at with that, but it's much better to do this in natural way is always best, I can imagine.
Yes. Yeah, it's belts and suspenders, especially when you go through situations like that. And, in today's world of social media, that can create stress and panic attacks in these children. And they want to be adults. They see us participating in social media, so they follow suit. And they're probably better at navigating through that stuff than I am, but it's also impacts them. I haven't been on social media the last week. My work has shifted into taxes. I've been working on my taxes, and so my whole world has shifted inside my own home. For example, I've been, kind of like going through a revision of, I don't know, just finances, just shoring. It's because of the taxes. So that's why I haven't been in social media.
But it was still really good when you get that done off your shoulders and then just get back to normal. But you said social media, yes, it's good to take a break sometimes. But for a child, dealing with that's a lot to deal with on there. They're very sensitive. I mean, I know I am sensitive, so a child would be really sensitive. And so that, what I think those parents are so smart in seeking you out and going that avenue. My parents would never have thought of doing that, but more and more people are now, which is amazing.
That's
cool. I love it.
It's psychics, and everyone's psychic, and I like to think that everyone has a platform of mediumship in them, because we all have the senses to do that. And
well, that's nice of you. You let people know, hey, we all have a little in us, but you use what we have.
I love working.
And you show us how.
Yes, I love that. And I love working on Life, Laughter, and Happiness with you, Barbara, and you, Jonathan, because I have friends here. I have like-minded people that I can work with, you all, professionals. And so it makes my job fun. It makes the results elevated for your callers. By the way, when I always do readings before the show, and I've got chills telling you, the show tapped in at 991 out of 1,000 on the Edwards vibration scale, and that was at 4:30. This show.
Wow. What's that number again? I need to write that down.
991. I wrote it down in my book.
Wow.
I
it wasn't that much last time.
Wasn't it? Was it I don't remember what it was. Was it 994?
I think it was more like 950 in the 950s, 940 something. Or I could be mixing that up with my own personal vibration that you told me about. Wow.
Your vibration was high. I'm sorry to interrupt. Yes. I was in my room and I was double checking. And I said, it's because of the intent, Barbara, behind the show. It's what you and Jonathan saw the show to be. And it's happening. It's taking off like a rocket.
We notice. We're noticing. Aren't we, Johnny?
Oh, that's so good.
Also,
when I got the ratings back to the channel, it was like, wow.
Yes.
Man, I couldn't believe it. Are you?
I wanted to say one last thing. I wanted to make a little announcement.
Okay.
I saw on the news that, and I have a reason why I'm telling you guys this. I saw on the news that a lady wanted to go get cleansed, as in with the paranormal way, cleansing with a psychic, and she was she went to the address and she went in, and then she was raped. So, here my point is, yes, and so it wasn't real, obviously. And so I wanted to let everybody know out there, since you're dealing with a lot and you're trying new things because you're home, and don't do it. Just tune in to Life, Laughter, Happiness, okay? We're on pretty much every day of the week. Mondays, we have Vanessa Orr here right now. So do it that avenue. Don't put yourself ever in a dangerous situation going and answering an ad in the paper or Facebook or any social media where you don't know the person and you go.
Aww.
No, and that was so sad. And I thought, you know what, when I saw that piece of news I read somewhere, I just thought, hey, I'm going to tell people, don't do it. We're here for you. Who cares if it's on the phone? It's the same impact, isn't it, Vanessa, doing it on the phone or in person? Yeah, and we do all that stuff.
Yeah, the impact, if I understood you right, the impact is the same, if that's what you mean by clearing.
Well, going and talking to a psychic or a psychic medium, going and talking to them, you can still get the same benefits through the phone line. Yes. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
We're on the same page. You are absolutely correct.
Okay.
She
was cleansing not her house. She was cleansing her insides, like her mind, like a cleansing of the, she just needed somebody to take her through. Maybe it was chakra cleansing. It was something, but there was a fake person pretending they were a psychic, and they were able to lure her into their home and do that to her. So, if you have to do it that way, check them out. Yeah, check it out. Yeah. And there must be a million rest self, obviously. Or don't do that at all. Don't go to their door and just call in Monday nights. Here you've got I think, the best in the world.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Right? Oh, I didn't mean to be a downer with that news, but I mean, it's news. People, we deal with bad news all day long. So why not hey, let's turn the bad news into something good. You don't need to go to knock on their door. Call in. Unless you live in Texas near you.
Now, speaking of calling in, let's go with our first caller. It's area code 208.
208. Hi, 208. Welcome to the show. You're on live with Psychic Vanessa Orr, MBA.
Hey, it's Alyssa from Idaho. How are you guys doing this day or this week?
Well, there's Alyssa. I was thinking about you this past week, Alyssa.
Oh, hopefully in a good way.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. How are you? What's going on this week?
Well, I definitely, feel what you guys are saying about the breathing thing. It feels like it's been a really emotionally draining week. So, yeah, trying to keep your breath up is very good, especially when it's been crazy. I feel like the whole world is a little bit off kilter right now. I know we'll get back right, but, it's a little crazy in the meantime.
I get a yes on that. Yeah.
But what I wanted to ask is, with Shane, is my disability going to be an issue, whether, financial or mental, emotional, physical?
Okay, let me check. So mentally, is that an issue? And I get a no. This was an interesting reading last week because I was still checking on that reading about you, Alyssa, and Shane, because it's very mystical, and this is another lifetime. So is it going to be taxing if you and Shane connect? I get a no on mental. I get the word support with him, as in support or supportive or understanding. So there's a commonality here, a common ground. Okay, I'm taking some notes because they're showing me to, which I don't usually. Financially, is it a strain? I get a no. I'm also shown that you have financial support. And then, forgive me, you asked about a third parameter.
I think I asked emotional.
Yeah, emotional. It's okay. So is this an emotionally taxing situation? No. I just find this. I know why I thought about it this week. I can tell you where I was in my house when I was thinking about it. It's so unique. It's so Cinderella. And it's just
yeah, that's
mystical.
actually a great way of putting it.
Yeah, it just smacks of that, and I tested again on and around those energies, and I remember I stood up against the wall and I kind of put my left index finger to my chin, and I thought, it's just amazing. So because everything tests up to, this is a very positive result in this reading, and again, it's very fairy tale, but it has onus to it. It has grounding to it. And I'm very interested personally to see where this goes for you. I'm going to say this, is that miracles happen all the time, and beautiful tales and beautiful relationships happen all the time. I'm living it. I get to live that every day in this relationship that I have with my husband. And so it's a testament.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's anyone can have a great life. Writing down what you want, for example, for you and or Shane, that manifests. And it's not me. I didn't ever think that up. It was interesting. I was shown that, decades ago. I just didn't know what I was practicing. I didn't know that modality was really serving me. I mean, I was, I guess I was so focused on the end result, that it wasn't until 20 years later that I found all my notes, I found all my journals, which is why people have diaries, I think. It's not just writing down a reflection, it's writing down, I love Shane. I see Shane and me together. I see that we have a, beautiful relationship. I mean, I'm being very general. You can be very specific. And it's interesting because on my website, I have a snapshot or screenshot of my list that I created. I didn't even know where that list was going when I wrote it about the kind of man I wanted in my life. And that was after a very unfair and unjust and it's very revealing divorce. It hurt me so badly. And I said, what good am I? It's like I'm damaged goods, but we're not. And I wrote out this list, and it was very genuine, very honest, Alyssa. And 3 days later, I had my first date with the man I married a year and a half later. But see, my story is really not any different from anyone else's story. So the other day when I was thinking about you, I think it was Thursday, I was up here on the second floor, and I was reflecting on it. So it's a go. And you'll have to keep us posted. I rather sense that you have another question.
I'm going to.
Yes.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Oh, I rather sense that you have another question.
Well, I wanted to say I really resonate and appreciate you saying that you, I forget how you worded it, but you felt broken. I forget the exact word that you used. I apologize. But I like that a lot because that's something I've struggled with becoming disabled. It just happened within the last, I became disabled about 2.5 years ago from a car accident that happened 4 years ago. And it's been really hard, not working and stuff and trying to find value in myself that isn't
Can
tied
I tell
to
you
work.
something? I guess
Sure.
I'm going to jump in and say this. I'm picking up a lot of offense. And can I say that I believe that everyone within the sound of your voice understands that offense would be built in. You are handling this, I said, with a lot of grace and graciousness and mercy. Might I suggest to you that you get a rose quartz bracelet and wear it on the left, or it's interesting, 2 pieces of rose quartz is love. It's a symbol of love and generating and circulating and creating great vibrations of love, rose quartz. I can't stress enough how soothing and loving and benevolent that crystal is. If you do that, it shows me that when you and I walk in parameters where we invoke an intention behind a programmed crystal like that we make space, we push the negative out and we make space for the positive. then change can come in.
That's actually really funny that you say that, because I actually last week bought a rose quartz pendulum. It's the first time I've ever bought one.
Oh, right. I had one too. It was one of my first ones. Did you program it?
Oh, that's
the
so
pendulum?
Cool. How do you program it, if you don't mind me asking?
Okay. Put it in your hand. You could left or right, and just hold it up to your chest and say, you're going to show me yes, and you're going to show me no. And then you put, are you right-handed or left-handed, Alyssa?
Right-handed.
And then you put the pendulum in your right hand, and you just hold it still, and you say to it, just, when it just gets still, and you say, you will show me yes by moving in circles. And you can also program it to go counterclockwise or clockwise. I program mine. I've got one right here. Show me yes, and it will just show you yes. So it will just go in circles for you. Like mine's just going in circles right now because it's been programmed. I have loads of pendulums around here. Your car keys can be pendulums. The necklace around your neck can be a pendulum. I mean, your body's a pendulum. So, and then when you want to program it to indicate no to you, Alyssa, just say stop, and the pendulum will stop in your hand, and say, now I program you to show me no by going back and forth, and mine's going back and forth right now.
That's really cool, because I've never been.
Is it working?
Like people that I talk to. Oh, I'm not trying it right now, but people that I've talked to kind of said to ask it to show you what its yes and no are.
Oh, yeah.
And mine kept changing.
Yeah.
And I would ask it simple questions like, is the grass green? And it would keep changing answers. Well, because it doesn't know what to do. Everything has a vibration, and you are an empowered soul, and you are programming everything around you to behave and do what you want it to do and how you want it to behave. Same way with people. People behave around us certain ways, and we need to work together and behave in a certain unity and love. So it's the same way with the pendulum. It's just simply hold it up to your chest in your hand, and you talk to it. I mean, you tell it how it's going to be. And so, again, I program mine to go in circles for yes, like it's doing right now. And then I'll tell it to stop and be still, and it will. It's doing it now. And then I say, now show me a no, and it will show me a no. And you can test it by setting a benchmark. And you do that by saying, my name is Alyssa, which it's going back and forth here. But if I say, like, wait a minute,
I was like, this is Alyssa. Show me it's my name, Vanessa, and it's going in circles. You program it with obvious data that you know to be true, to be false. For example, today is Sunday, and it's going back and forth, of course. It's not a big hat trick, but I got to tell you something. You do this, and it will change your world. Because so many people want us to not have answers. Well, those aren't the people we want to walk with. We want answers. When we have answers, we can help others have truth and know when people are lying to us, know when, that's not the right fruit to buy or that's not the right car to buy. My pendulum's just going wild here. It's just going, yes, yes, yes. Because it's...
Oh, I love that. I'm so glad that she asked that question, because I was wondering that too. Priscilla ordered a pendulum, and I thought Vanessa said we could program things like this, and so I was listening intently. So, wow, this is so cool, right, Alyssa? Wow.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
It's nice having information for something like that. I was kind of sitting here going, I don't know what to do.
Oh, yeah.
Well, plus it makes you more conscious of your every thought, decision, everything. If you take them a moment to ask the question and focus on the pendulum, I mean, it's doing more things than just asking the pendulum or that. It's also your brain is focusing on it, which is then, of a form of manifestation. So all of it is good. It's like you're communicating to the universe, yourself, the pendulum, everything. Testing the pendulum.
It's accessing the higher self. And our higher self is our truest self. It's found in molecular and cellular. I can't say it. Cellular.
Yeah, it's tongue twister.
Just hook them phonics.
Okay, all of our cells are going to get it.
Way down there at the bottom of the cells, you get the ultimate truth. And the best way to set yourself up, Alyssa, is by telling your ego and your id to get out. I always double check to make sure my guys, ego and id, I'm losing my voice, are exiting. And my pendulum's just going crazy here. It's helping you know that you won't be blinded and that there's no skew invoked in the pendulum. So you'll get 100% truth. And also, you can test for percentage of accuracy, just like statistics, anywhere from 0 to 100%, right? So if I get an answer about something, I'll say, and it seems kind of gray to me, if you will. It's not a real great yes or a real great no, which is rare. I'll say, all right, now let's go for indicators. Show me the percentage of what the validity is of this answer in this reading. So pendulums and there's so many great books out there on pendulums. So this pendulum I'm looking at. What?
Are there any books you'd recommend?
Yeah, I've got the book. There's they're not here with me right now. I don't know any titles, but no worries. I'm going to tell you, any of the books on Amazon, there's a book that's in, you don't really need that book. Any of the books on pendulums are great. All my books on pendulums are downstairs in my kitchen, though. I'm sorry.
There's tons of them probably, right?
Pardon?
There's a lot of books out there on pendulums.
There's some good books, and maybe next week I'll have a list, and I'll share that because and I just study all of them. Some of them are a little older, and some of them are like, I think the latest one I have around here is 1990. It was issued and published rather in 1990, and it's a big, thick book with a lot of graphs in it, and so it gets what this is a science. This is a science. It's the study and science of kinesiology, muscle testing. That's what you're doing. So you're invoking science when you access a pendulum and when you access muscle testing. So you can ask specifics about Shane. You can ask specifics about anything. And that rose quartz will help you heal from this car accident.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, you can command it, yes. I had a situation that created I couldn't get well. This was, I think when you go through difficult times, your body sustains a lot of the blunt and the brunt from the attack, whether it's emotional attack or verbal, stuff like that. And if we give permission to access our auric fields, it will touch our bodies. And so I had to oust it. So you speak to it and you oust it because it was showing up in my physical body, the pain and the hurt, I guess you could say, for lack of a better description. And I was going through my books here. I had written down what I wanted to see in my body, as Barbara was suggesting, manifest. And writing it out and speaking it out loud and asking the pendulum questions about when would this improve. You can get calendar dates. You can get future data in readings. And in using the pendulum, you get accuracy.
That's awesome.
This is like a whole class. Yeah, the stuff I'm talking about, I've spent quite a few learning this, but it's something everyone should own. Everyone should know how to do this. They should teach it in schools, but, we know that schools aren't quite that way.
Yes, they should.
Yeah.
Amen.
Well, it's one of those things that is going to change down the road. Like, we see a lot of change happening. It takes something big to change something. And I'm not going to say it's never going to happen because I think it could.
Yeah, I agree. Your wands, I hold a crystal wand right here. I've got lots of crystal wands. They take in negative energy, and you can feel the weight. So if I clear it, I've got this beautiful crystal wand, and I keep it, and it will take in negative energy. So if I want to clear the negative energy out of it, I can put it in the sun or in the moon, the full moon, or I can run it underwater and clear it. And you can tell the difference in the weight. So it absorbs negative energy, just like the rose quartz absorbs the negative energy, and kind of an exchange of negative energy for healing. I'm just going to say that I tell people who have a difficult time after a disability or a physical injury, or they can't get pregnant. It's not me, I'm just a channel, but it's like 100% for 100% here at Full Soul Readings, that women who were unable to get pregnant, I suggest to them to get the pink rose quartz, or I take one or I get one for them and I infuse Reiki here in it. They get pregnant right away. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Wow.
And I talk to these little ones that are coming. They tell you everything. These little babies before conception and while they're with mom and after they're born, they tell you everything. These little babies. They're really funny. But, yeah, I know. I've had a lot of people come back and tell me. I've got one very recent. She's going to have a baby, and I said it was going to be a girl, and it's going to be a girl. And
cool.
It's amazing. I know. So you can invoke the pink rose quartz to clear out this energy, because I keep picking up that there's a disturbance around you and there's an offense. And can I ask, is there anger as a result of this car wreck?
Yeah, I'm sure some.
Well, yeah, it's okay. If there's not, I commend you, and I think that's great. But at any rate, it will dissolve negative energy from the impact, from the incident.
I'll have to give that a try.
Okay.
It's pretty too, the pendulum and all those things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's pretty. They're nice to work with.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like Johnny doesn't know that he's probably not a mute, because I hear some people, and I've never heard that happen before. Or do you guys think that could have been some interference? Now I'm never sure. Is it paranormal interference, or is it somebody in the background? Really in the background.
There's someone in the background. Just ignore it.
Okay. All right. So you're good, Alyssa. Nobody's really, not wanting this to happen for you. I'm rooting for her, too. I just am so glad that she's called back and finding more tools to use and has more questions, because I want this to happen quickly. It's hard to see what the time frame is. Is that correct, Vanessa? Where it's hard to really see. Yeah. Why is that hard to pinpoint?
Well, the thing is, it is hard, but with the pendulum, you can actually say, let's go for indicator. I will do that in reading. So if you want to know when something's going to happen, it will tell you. And you can count.
Oh.
Yeah, and for example, for each circle, like my pendulum's going crazy here. I just love this little guy. For each loop, if you will, or each circle, it makes it can count as 1 or 5 or 10, however you want to program it. This is the happiest little pendulum. So, for example, I have had people who have relatives who are older and they are in hospice, and they will. I had one recently that just happened, and they'll ask me, Ness, how long do you think Uncle Albert has? And I will test. And I got to make sure my ego's not there, because you don't want to make people sad, right? But that's your ego. That's your ego, and you got to back your ego out. And I'm telling you, it's not me. I'm just a channel, but it's not been wrong. When you invoke your higher self, the pendulum acts as an instrument. It's kind of like an abacus. It works like an abacus, and it's really returning a value to you through the movement. The pendulum is like right now, mine's just going crazy, but it's a movement and it's a circle. So, for example, how long is Uncle Albert going to live? He's just entered hospice. And it will tell you. You're in charge. And it's been amazing to me how accurate. I think I talked about this on a show, on a Life, Laughter, and Happiness show recently. I had a woman who lost her mother and her father within 36 hours last July. And he told me they were both in hospice. I mean, it was just a remarkable outcome how this all happened. And they had been married 65 years. And one of the daughters called me and said, "Ness, Dad's not doing well." And I said, "Yes, I know. He keeps talking to me." And her dad was showing me where he was going. It was so beautiful and lush. And I described to them what he was showing me, and they said, "Oh, that." They knew exactly what I was telling them. It was a very familiar spot with a lot of trees and grass and a river. But they asked me, "When do you think he may exit the world?" And he told me. And I tested 18 hours. And he did. 18 hours later. They called me and told me.
Wow.
Listen, I'm just a passerby in this world. I think I'm just somebody who just walks around with my, eyes completely open, and I'm still trying to take it all in. Then they texted me that night. This was Friday night, and then a Saturday night. Doing well. We told her that Dad left, and she cried, and they said, "When will she pass away?" And this time she showed me a clock. And so I tested that, and she passed away at a little after 3 o'clock the next day. So he passed away on a Friday evening, and then she passed away on, Sunday at, I think it was around a little after 3. And I'm always amazed at these readings. I'm just always shocked. It's just always the way it's going to be with me. And Barbara, you asked such a good question about the readings, how do I kind of look at them? And it's I'm stunned. I'm always shocked. I get a front row seat to amazing all the time.
Right. But you're not one to say, "Look, I got it right. You're not like that. You're like, "Hey, you're used as a vessel." Really.
Yeah,
you're just,
that's right.
You have a gift.
An instrument.
It's an instrument, and that is a gift.
Well, you have it too. And I'm going to say this about Barbara to everyone listening. It is a joy to sit here and work with people like Alyssa and Jonathan and everybody else who calls in, because we are all instruments of metaphysics, and we are all instruments to gauge the most ethereal and beautiful and celestial data. We can also measure underworld data, and that's always very interesting too. Soul retrievals and looking into the underworld, that's always very revealing. So, but working here at Life, Laughter, and Happiness is such a rewarding experience because everyone starts to pick up on the energy fields. It's not me. It's not anything we do. It's just that it's like-mindedness. It's an energy that is so similar. And it's hey, I can do this. This feels right. It's a feeling. It's an energy field that goes through all of us. For example, Alyssa will be picking up on this.
So you can tell, too, when people have more of a gift. Everybody has a psychic ability in them. They're not using. Some people aren't using it at all, but you can sense when another person has it, and you sense that Alyssa does. Wow.
Well, Alyssa has a strong proclivity for it because she's acquired a pendulum. It's indicative that she will be going down this road, and with healing, you're going to heal, Alyssa.
Did that
I'm
answer your
glad.
question, ma'am?
Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry?
Right. Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Alyssa. Johnny always just asks, did you get your questions all answered? Because he's screening calls while we're talking. He misses a lot of it. It's not that he doesn't care. He does. He's talking to other people and getting up next. So, but that really was another amazing reading.
Yeah.
So, okay, gosh, take it and run with it.
Okay. All right, our next one. Here it is.
Thank you. Who's next, Johnny?
Hello, Lisa.
Hello.
I think that's your name.
Oh,
yes,
hi, Lisa. Hi, welcome to the show. It's your turn with psychic medium Vanessa Orr, MBA. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you. I'm so excited. Thank you for the show. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. I have a question. Thank you. Yes, I'm very excited, so I get excited. I also have a question about my question. I think it makes sense. I answer my question. I want to ask you if you have it's like a time frame. Kind of. I just want to know. It's on the love, relationship, friendship / love, and I'm trying to see if, or not trying. I'd like to know if my male friend, who've been dating, okay. So it has nothing to do with me. But I just like to know, if you see being together as communication-wise, it has nothing to do with me. It's just something that happened in his life, and so we kind of backed off a little. But that's just want to know if you see us come again, if he has gotten over his situation, and you see us talking again how we were, or what do you see of it?
He's
I'm not sure how to say it.
Well, it's okay. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. When you do readings, it's like less information is probably better. But I could tell that you felt squeamish about asking, but it's okay. You can ask here. It's entirely fine. And so he over? Yeah, you're fine. You're great. So if I ask if he over this previous situation, no. I have a question. Was he driven to you as a friend and kind of a confidant because of this event that happened to him?
What do you mean by that, driven?
Did he find you to be a good confidant to kind of talk to when this previous incident happened? Because he is not over this previous incident.
What happened? It's been about 2 weeks, a month. It was a couple of people who came on to him, and we have been dating, friendship / romantic, getting to know each other, and but
he's not over that situation. That is. So if I ask the question, can I just have a first initial for him just to kind of help our listeners? What's the first initial name?
Little L. Little L.
You are really quickly
I got it. Thank you.
I got to tell you, I think I giggled. I'm a little weird when I get into readings. If you could see me, I kind of like mess with my hair and I'm brushing my face. But I think the levity of the laughter is probably what's going to help balance the energies here. So I'm going to talk about your friend Elle. So I'm going to answer your first question. Here's, and I know I'm repeating myself. Is he over the previous incident? Get a no. Now, was he with another woman? I get a yes. Hello?
Yeah. He has a kid or two with another woman. Will he have to pay child support? Yes.
Okay. So please understand that he's not over that situation. So if you want to focus on his intent towards this other woman, does he still love her? I get a yes. I don't think you were ready for that. Were you ready for that? I get a no.
Oh.
Hello? Well,
listen. No. So he you don't see us. We had intimate conversations, and
yeah. I'm not.
So are you saying
a confidant?
That, yeah.
He that's what I was asking earlier is, did he confide in you? Did he spill his heart? Maybe that's what I should have said was like, did he just like spill all his heart? So maybe could I offer a statement? I think we probably need to determine his sincerity towards you so that, you're not wasting your time. I don't want to be cruel about it, but would you like to know the percentage of his intent to continue a relationship with you? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. And I'm so glad that Alyssa was talking about pendulums because I grabbed mine, and I don't usually do it, but I think this is a perfect show to talk about pendulums. And we're going to find out just how much intent Elle has towards you to continue a honest and loving relationship. So going for indicator, show me down to the molecular and cellular level, what is the accurate percentage of Elle's intent towards our callers for a salient relationship? So going for indicator, 10. I'll be right back. Okay, are you ready? I got 94%. So did you? That's a very high percentage. That's an A. We'll give him an A that he has towards you. He's really hiding himself from me. I'm having a difficult time, and that's not usually the case, of finding out his true heart. So what you have here is someone who is not over this previous relationship. That's not so unusual. But he has a strong, genuine intent towards you. I get 94%.
How can I discord the previous relationship? Us being a woman and a gentleman, we don't want to bring other baggage into our relationships. Can you advise me?
Okay, I think if I understood your question, I don't think I probably did, but I think what I'm hearing from you is that you want to continue on this relationship on the right foot, to do the right thing.
Yes.
Is that what I'm picking? Okay, yeah. Well,
but I want to discord the other female. It's not. Tell me. Go ahead.
Okay. So Elle wants to date other women, brother. Oh God. Elle wants to date other women. True or false? That's true, right?
Yeah, I don't know that question because he is picky. I've seen him with my own eyes. He is picky.
Okay.
Other girls
picky or peeking? Peeking at other women, or is picky?
She's picky, choosy.
Oh, okay.
She's selective.
He's a what?
And that means he wants other women if he's picky?
No. He's not crazy for women. He's very closed in with his feelings. He's picky, like he's careful.
Selective?
Okay, it's got to be all
selective.
perfect for him, or okay. All right. I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm trying to move along with it and understand with it. It's important to me.
Help me.
No,
yeah.
I am too.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I agree. So he is genuine towards you. Okay, Elle is genuine towards you. Is he looking around at other women? I get a yes. Is he picky about the women he's with? I get a yes. Is he still in love with this woman with whom he has the 2 children? I get a yes. Can I just tell you something? He's everywhere. He's everywhere. So, what you're suggesting is that he's going to be looking beyond you, but he does have intent towards you. So you've got a genuine intent by Elle towards you. It's a very high percentage. Can that change? I get a mild yes on that. He just left this relationship with this woman and the 2 children. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's fresh. Yeah, that's not a long time to get healed. Can I tell you something? Oftentimes it takes a while to heal. A long time, really, to heal from a relationship. You kind of think back over it and over and over it again. So, but he depends on you. Does that make sense? you are someone we can depend on for companionship and for, some physical companionship too. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
You make yourself available to him. Does that make sense?
Did she answer your question, Sam?
We're right in the middle of it, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm going to wrap it up and say that he has intent for you, but he does look else. I'm going to tell you this. I want you to say, I turned my intuition on, because it's struggling to stay on. You are asking all the right questions. You are getting the right answers here at Life, Laughter, and Happiness. I insist that when you sense that there's a shift with him, that you trust that. And know that, what you're saying is he is picky. I keep seeing other women, like at least 2 other women, that he sees and he does watch other women. But listen, he just came out of this relationship with, I don't know if it's a divorce or if it's a palimony situation, but he does have 2 children with her, and it didn't work out. So sometimes people like you and I, when we are that easy, nice person, and we're easygoing, we can be, what do they call it, a rebound? Don't be the rebound. You're too good for that.
I don't want to do that. As the other woman, is he being intimate with him we came close?
No, I got to know. She didn't want to be with him. Let me test it again.
Okay.
Okay, no. Okay. I think he tried. Did he try? I get a yes. He did try. Listen, I'm going to say this, and then I'll let you go. If you have to ask the question, this is my motto. This is my experience. Okay. If you have to ask the question, you know that this is the wrong person to be with.
That's true.
Yeah, I know. It's like, sadly so. I mean, you are asking all the right questions. He is genuinely attracted to you and genuinely interested in you and has intent towards you. But he's also just coming off of this relationship. And I'm going to tell you, I've been a rebound, and it was a bad mistake. I'm still friends with that person. He's hilarious. I mean, he's a really smart guy, and he's just hilarious. But he lost out on me. And this guy, L, he's going to lose out on you. And it's because we're so helpful, okay? You're smart. You are a smart cookie, and you're an empath. So I say protect yourself first and listen to your intuition. And I got to tell you something before I let you go. I learned a lot in this reading, so I want to thank you for calling in because I learned a lot.
Sure. Before you hang up, should I give him a chance?
I'm sorry. I missed that. What did you say?
Should I give him a chance?
She's asking now if she should give him a chance. Well, you heard what he's up to. Are you okay with him seeing other women and not just you only?
No.
I mean,
no, I do. I don't.
Are you okay
no,
with
I
that?
do not. No, I do not.
Okay,
is he with
then,
other?
I mean, that's up
with,
to you if you're going to give him a person another chance.
Is he been intimate with the other 2 women?
No.
He tried.
Yeah, he tried, and Barbara's right. And that one lady didn't. She thwarted him. The word is thwart, which it means she blocked him. I'm trying not to laugh.
But the laughter has to balance. I learned that tonight. The laughter is a balance. Yeah, I love that.
It is.
Oh, we have to be so free.
Tonight is a show of laughter. I'm not kidding you because you should say I'm burying myself in black tourmaline because I feel so ungrounded. I feel like I'm floating here at my house. And listen, as your friend, if you and I were having coffee and you asked me, I'd say run, because even though he has an intent towards you, and that's why I was saying I learned a lot tonight. And he's being blocked by other women, but you are better than this. And he just came off this relationship. He does have intent towards you. And that's kind of what a rebound is. This gentleman with whom I was a rebound. He was fantastic. Enjoyed him. I learned a lot. I kind of got the short end of the stick. Okay, and I don't want you to have the short end of the stick. And you would be much more angry about having the short end of the stick than I was. So, as your friend across the coffee table, no. Oh, that was a mouthful.
You know what I would say? Give him another chance in 5 to 10 years. What?
If he's got a lot of money.
Priscilla's like, Mom, well, you know what? Maybe then he will have, I think he's young. I have a feeling he's young. Then sometimes 39. Men don't mature. 39.
Yeah,
sometimes it takes them a while to mature. Right, Vanessa? So I was just
especially. Ladies, I know you gotta go, but the other woman that rejected him, did that just happen? Yes or no? And did that just happen?
I gotta know. She didn't want him. I don't know what you heard from someone else, but I keep getting a no on that.
Okay.
Did that happen during the time she was with him, though? Do you know? Can you test?
What? Yeah, I can test.
Like, did you try to get with that other woman?
Yes.
Oh, see, it didn't just happen, but it happened during your involvement with him.
And she didn't want him. She blocked him. She says she didn't want him. You're just a very nice person, so keep your walls high.
Stay strong.
Thank you. Thank you for calling in, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're going to have to go to the next caller waiting, but we thank you for calling, and please call back and let us know how it goes.
All right.
How it worked out.
856 is the next one.
856, you are on live with Psychic Vanessa Orr, MBA. Welcome to Life, Laughter, Happiness.
Hi, this is Laura in New Jersey.
Laura, hi.
Hi. I am calling about a job situation. I talked to somebody by the name of Derek last week. He was a recruiter for a company, and he said I should know maybe this week, possibly, about next steps. And I also got an email today from somebody by the name of John, who I've spoken with in the past. He said he might have a job coming up, and he's going to call me either this Thursday or this Friday. Do you see me getting either one of these jobs, or do you see something else coming?
Okay, so Derek, he talked about calling you on Thursday. I saw that right away. Are you offered the job? I get a yes. This is a really good job. And what was it? Yeah, what was the other guy's name? The other recruiter?
John.
Yeah, that's what I thought. John is he is a go-getter, and he likes to connect people to great things. So I'm not getting a swing towards John, but he's working so hard. So be prepared that John will always return to you with a job. I keep being shown the word update, as in, you may be getting a job and then a different job and an updated job with different companies. I just see it just keeps showing me a lot of shifts. But so Derek will call Thursday. I know John said he was going to call Thursday or Friday. Let me test those. Does John call Thursday? No, because John's like such a go-getter. He's really trying to get this matched up with you. But Friday looks better than Thursday for John to call you. So what you'll do is consider it. You'll have Saturday, and you know what's going to happen is that Derek will say, well, you have to make a decision today by 4 or something to that effect.
Well,
so
with Derek, Derek's a recruiter for the company, so I would still have to have I'd still have to have an interview with the hiring manager. And
Okay. Well, so then I thought Saturday was pretty significant for reflection on these jobs. they're really making me write down a lot of stuff today. I don't usually have to do this. They're making me work awfully hard today. So Saturday looks absolutely glorious for reflection. And they just, you know what I just heard about you, Laura? I just heard you're so lucky.
In what way?
well, these jobs.
I like that laugh.
It's just you're so funny. You know what you did? You're like being very, very ego-less, and you're like sending all that. Oh, what does Vanessa mean? I don't know what she's talking about. That I'm so lucky. All I can do is report to you what they share with me. But John will call you Thursday. They keep talking about 4 p.m. Derek is going to try to call you Thursday, but it looks like Friday he calls you, Laura. And Saturday you will have that opportunity to weigh circumstances and reflect. Saturday's going to be a great day for you. I mean, can't you just see yourself walking on air and having all these awesome choices?
No.
Really? Okay, hold on, Laura, I'm serious about Laura, I want you to stop for a moment, and I want you to say, cancel, pink light, pink light.
Cancel, pink light, pink light.
Because, and I also want you to send your ego, are you in the living room? Send your ego out of the house.
Okay.
Yes, I'm deadly serious about this, because you are what? Lucky. Now, people say there's no such thing as luck, but I'm going to be 60. I say there's a thing as luck. I do. And I think it's lucky that you called into Life, Laughter, and Happiness, and I think it's lucky that I get to talk to you. And I know Derek feels lucky that he found you. So the next time you have that self-deprecating thought, because your words are so powerful. I was reading an article today. I was studying today on words. Because if you know me better, I really am serious about words, because words tell me a lot in a reading. And the word lucky came up for you, and so maybe when you get off the phone with me, go look up lucky. Because, there's a lot of stuff out there on lucky. But you're going to get these jobs, and I have a question. You do want these jobs, one or the other, yes?
Yes, I do.
Oh, I love that. That just felt so good that you said that to me. It just like, woof, came all over like my chest and my face, and that felt good. I want to thank you for that. I want the best for you. So when you get that self-deprecating thought, because you're fun, and you're funny, and you're witty. I get it. But these jobs
I think
serious.
So too. Could I interject something? I have to interject that I remember Laura every time she calls and she has that energy, but look at what she's been given. She doesn't just wonder if she's getting a job. She's wondering about two. I mean, most people are still looking, and,
yes.
One of them is going to be perfect for you. And it's not a drudgery to take that offer. You like the offer. It's not just like a whatever I can get job. It's like, wow. I mean, the universe is really blessing you right now.
She's lucky.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
Truly.
And you know what, Barbara? Laura is a standout because she has that energy field about her that I do remember Laura, but I'm going to say that it's that energy field of a little mischievousness. I think you get that from your dad. And you're witty, and I think witty people are smart people. I love that. I mean, that kind of humor. Oh, yeah. Isn't that true about it, Laura? It's like your kind of humor. If I sat next to you, I'd get no work done because I'd be sitting there giggling the whole time. I swear I'm sure I would be.
Well, let's say this. It's on some people, it can be very positive, and others don't like it so much.
Yeah, I know. It's, pooey on them, but I got to tell you.
We watched, Laura, we watched Monty Python and the Holy Grail together. Remember, Laura?
Yes. Yeah. I like that.
That's an epic. That's
Isn't
my
that
favorite.
what I sent that. I guess you didn't need that. Oh, my gosh, I'm sorry, Johnny. I sent that.
No,
that was one of his birthday gifts from me.
No, it's okay.
Oh, my gosh, I forgot. You already just watched that.
It's okay. I've seen it, but I don't have the movie. It's okay.
Okay, good. Well, you guys might want to watch it together again.
I love it. I got to tell you, Barbara. when I heard
we are reading Friends.
It's an epic. You gave him an epic. And now I know that Laura.
That's what I thought. That's his all-time favorite movie, and I thought, okay, you should own your all-time favorite movie. Whatever it is, just own it. You know what I mean? Thank you. And then I got him a coffee mug, too, with our Life After Happiness picture logo and my little saying on it. So that was more meaningful.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, it was good. But I remember, Laura, you've been calling for over a year, I think. I mean, I remember her for a long time, and, look, it's happening now. That's exciting, right?
It is. Yes. And I like. You know what I like? I love Laura's voice. I love the vibration in her voice. You just feel happy. You just feel happy around her.
The vibration is a big thing in everything too, which I'm learning from Vanessa. That the vibration, you could change your own vibration and you could raise it, and you just have to be aware of a lot. You know what I was just thinking, you guys as people out there, they get bored a lot. Well, the reason they are probably bored is because there is a whole nother realm out there that they don't even discover it at all.
No.
And here we are, Vanessa's right there in it. I'm like diving down in it, which we all are, the callers and everything. And it's just like every day there's a new enlightenment that happens when you work like this on this paranormal level. I love it.
Yes.
It's really anything goes, really. This guy is
it's amazing.
Yep.
It is.
It is. It kind of moves things quicker. It exponentially controls the project management on the obstacles or how about our last caller? We moved quite a few mountains there pretty quickly. Yeah.
Oh, we did. Or it seems like there's no time that even exists, like because like Albert Einstein, time does not exist. Okay, if you look at it like every single second, like right now, right now, am I fulfilled and happy? I can say yes, so that's wonderful, this moment. But if we all lived like that, with that total there, being there, that right there in the moment, they have another word for it, I'm sure you'll tell me, then that is the true, if that's true life, that is, you do not notice time, how long that took, right? So is that what we're supposed to try to get to, is wonderful spiritual? Some people, maybe not, because Vanessa, it might be hard for you to try to get like every single second of your life is euphoric because you're listening to so many people, their dilemmas and problems and hurdles and loss and sorrow. I mean, that's impossible. But I know friends of mine who have actually were guests on this show. They started out on Life After Happiness getting a chakra cleanse, and now they go on cruises that is all about positive living and energy. They don't want to be around anything negative. Right. Robin's doing that. And, I mean, her life was great, but it's like even more pristine. And I've noticed a change, like no negativity. And those people feel so safe to be around because they bring the best out in you if you're around them, because you feel safe and you feel like you're not, there is no anxiety, like, are they going to flip out on me? Are they going to get whatever and get mad, No. Yeah. And if that's the way she's trying to be, I'm doing it a little differently, too. I'm not wanting to do it the Robin way. I'm not wanting to do it anyway except for, like, reaching people. Like, my thing is the outreach, I would say, program, basically, which is radio show with Johnny. We have, like, it's an outreach, really, for, hey, tell us your problems or come have fun with us, whatever we do. But all we're saying is we strive to stay positive, just completely positive.
Hey, Vanessa, I have a question.
Yes.
Vanessa, you mentioned that with the job that you saw a lot of changes and shifts. Yeah. What does that mean with the job?
I know there's a lot of updates. Well, what they were showing me, I think it doesn't just apply to you, but they're showing me that the job market is going to go through updates and shifts, but that you will have, looks like 3 jobs in a very short period of time. They show me the number 6. So let me test this. Is this 6 weeks, 6 months. So I know that's it's a little grueling, but you are what they're saying to me, knowledge based. So you're smart. What your asset is in that resume and that experience. It's going to be receiving an update. And I'm going to tell you why. The marketplace will be updating and probably acquiring more knowledge base, more employees, because they're showing me a red carpet with you, because you've been ushered in on this red carpet, towards employment. You're like at the front of the class, if you will, and that you will be probably in a leadership role. I tested that and I got a yes.
Now,
So
does that answer your question, Laura?
What? Yeah, so
I was wondering if that answers all your questions.
it is a leadership role that I applied for.
Yeah.
But I was
Looks like management.
I was worried that I was going to lose the job within a few months or something when you
No,
said there was
no, it's update. So advancement, you're going to be, what do they call it? Promotion, is that what you said? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're going to, And I just
but I mean,
of course
she will. She's not going to lose her job. She's going to have a job, and she's going to possibly get a promotion, probably. So wow, that's wonderful. I mean, is that enough for right
Laura?
now? Or hey, I've got an idea because we have such a big volume of callers today, but I love Laura. Why don't you call Vanessa or reach Vanessa? Not call her, but she has a website called fullsoulreadings.com, and you can further have a private session with her as long as you want. Book that session with her, like a lot of our listeners do, and they're benefiting from it greatly. So thank you, Vanessa. And then you can also follow her on Instagram at Vomba11. VOMBA 11 is her handle. So, Laura, we would love for you to do that and take that next step.
And Laura, aim high. Laura, I want you to aim high.
Well, I kind of thought this was pretty high for me. I would have been happy with just staying there at that.
Laura,
Laura, so
wow.
Well,
that's funny. I thought she wanted to be the president.
Thank you for calling, Laura. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Laura, president.
I know. We hope to hear from you again soon. All right. Well, in that, yes, I love her. That reading, I was able to tell them, all of our listeners, where to find you, Vanessa.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That was sweet of you. Thank you.
Of course. Tell us just a few minutes of how it's been with some of the Life, Laughter, Happiness listeners who have called you directly after meeting you on the show.
Oh, right.
Has it really it's helped them so much, hasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. It was so funny because I was going through files today, and I was going back to the names of people that have booked after the show. And it just makes my heart sing because they had a success story. I mean, it just takes one reading. I mean, I do have frequent flyers, and I love them. And but one reading is just, out of this world, just amazing. And your callers call and they book with me. I just love it. It's like Christmas for me because I just have a blast doing these readings for your callers.
It's wonderful. It is, even if it's not even a reading. Like if they, I don't know what else you do, but you help me so many ways. But I'm your friend, so it could be different. But I got that package of wonderful gems and stones and beautiful package that was there to cleanse my house with some wonderful sage and the write-up about what all of the stones were. So that, and also, do you go places and actually physically, not right now due to coronavirus, but you go physically to people's homes and clear? You do? Oh.
Yeah, I do. I also go there.
I mean, I thought I knew that, but we haven't talked about that for a while, have we? That's cool.
Sharon Johns is a friend of mine. She's a psychic medium. I've known her for about 12 years, and she's been on A&E's Psychic Children, I think, some series, and she solved law enforcement cold cases. And she called me out of the blue last October, and I said, someone wants to buy your house. And she argued with me. So the short side of the story was I told her that it wasn't selling because that she had a blight. Remember the blights? There was a blight in her backyard. And now she's a psychic. And she's also a Reiki master, and she's a medium. She is the world-renowned. And she argued with me, right? And I said, well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to clear it. And when I clear it, this kid that's driving back and forth in front of your house, he's going to offer to buy your house. And she was like, okay, honey, you just go do whatever you want. Like, you go play, she said. The next morning, I'm in a reading, and she calls me and says her house sold that morning to a kid that had been driving back and forth in front of her house. And the reason he wasn't stopping was because there was an entity in the back of the property. It's about 10 or 20 acres, and it was blocking him from coming to the property. Short side story was she sold the property, and and that's what you do. It's like you can see things and you clear it, and you know your health gets better, your marriage is better, you make more money. I have attorneys that weren't able to study for their LSATs, and they contacted me, and I cleared the house. I'm giving you the short side, and they're all studying and passing their LSATs, and
Oh, I would love to go on one of those with you. If I ever come to your hometown, if you're doing one of those homes, I love that. And I'm not afraid of spirits either. If we run across a spirit, it doesn't always have to do with spirits, but it's, a lot to do with energy,
Can I tell
too.
You something? I want to tell you and all your callers something. There is an app called eally, and I think you need to get it, Barbara, because you do have some entities around that apartment area.
Oh, I've been feeling them constantly, Vanessa. Constantly.
Yeah.
Many. And I'm trying to tell myself it's not that. It's not that, because they're like right, and then like shaking, and I feel them. They go by. And I'm just like, if I say, okay, those are spirits, those are ghosts, I won't even be able to feel comfortable to go to sleep. So I just keep telling myself, no, that must have been the fan. But then it wasn't. They're not going to hurt me because I'm really protected. But what in the heck are they all doing in here?
It's unrested. That's what they're saying. I know. And see how it's taking energy out of you. They say they are unrested souls. UNRESTED. I've never said that before. Unrested souls are we. There's a woman, there's a man behind this woman, and then there's a band of people. Let me tell you, there's an app on the iPhone store, and it's called eally, just like it sounds.
Okay.
I have it, and it is so revealing. It's a spirit box, and I use it in my paranormal investigations because I don't want to invest in a spirit box if those things are just rocking awesome. But the eally performs so perfectly, and it will keep a list of the words that are interpreted. It is very revealing, and you rather would learn a lot from this. I know Priscilla would enjoy working it.
eally.
I have it. I'll spell it. It's I, small I, capital O, VILUS.
I love it.
Tool. I have used that for 10 years, and I like to write a lot of my data out and then analyze it. I've got stuff all over this place that I analyze. Anyway,
Me too. Everywhere.
Yes. And I found out, like here at my house, I could never figure out why I was always thinking about soldiers. There's always soldiers around my place. This is where Stephen F. Austin, I did historical research. This is where Stephen F. Austin gathered his troops before they went into battle. Here, where my house was built. Well, I'm still telling you this.
That is so cool. I just got them. I got them in it was the belly and the chest, though, not even my arms. That was weird.
Oh, yes, I know. I'm just like, I had gentlemen here that were doing contract work. They would get their pants ripped. Like they would just go to their truck and something would flash their pants. I had guys that said, we'll come back, and they never would. And then they would call and tell me why. It's because of the things that they would see here. And there's boots on my back porch. This is how I met Sharon Johns. I'm like, there's something on my back porch. She says, yes, there is. There's a man in boots. And this is the thing that's always back and forth on our porch and trying to get into the back door on our house. And Rich and I have seen our back door rattle. We have had, it's on our CCTV, but there's nothing there. Anyway.
Lots of things. I don't even know how you deal with that, Vanessa. That's scary. Even though you know how to deal with it a lot and you've cleansed, still, that's scary. And then Rich, he's not you. So I thought about you. And like when this started happening to me, but it happens to you way worse. And so then and you get the IO violet out, and then it's like a box.
Oh, yeah.
And, cool.
The IO violet is amazing because what it does, and this is just my interpretation, it interprets the vibrations that it picks up. We call these EMF or electromagnetic fields. There's also other apps that there's called Ghost Hunter, and people think that these are like jokey. They're not. They measure Tesla as a energetic field that it measures, and it also has a voice instrument on it. But I use both the IO Violet and I use the Ghost Hunter. I think it's Ghost Hunter 2. And they work really, really well. You can feel the energy, like you'll have to like just play with it and you will see, because your area is very busy, but the IO Violet will record data for you and you will hear the words spoken. So it will help you understand the history of what's going on there. It looks like there's a lot of Hispanic turmoil there, as in a battle, is what I'm picking up. I see a woman.
In my place? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That area.
Vanessa, don't tell me that they can speak through you, because last night, which it was probably after midnight, so it was this morning, I was trying to go to sleep, and I kept thinking, oh no, I saw the vibration over there, but I just did, and then I woke myself up talking. What is that? That never happened. I told Priscilla about that today, and I'm like, that freaked me out. I sat up in bed and I thought, what is wrong with me? Am I weird? Am I going crazy? What is going on?
No. I think I was telling Jonathan that I've done that too. And what I do is I'm protecting myself, because Jonathan and I were talking earlier this afternoon about how entities will attack you in your sleep. And I have clients who have been attacked in their sleep and sexually molested. It is a paranormal event. Will do. We call these the ultimate bad entities.
Oh, it happened to me. That happened to me years ago. And so we'll do that a whole nother time. But it suffocated me. It didn't. I did not get raped, but it happened. So then after that, I thought, I am safe. Like after that, I thought, how bad can it be? I mean, I can conquer all. It didn't get me, And I just was determined to not be afraid. That I have not let fear crop in yet.
Good.
To my mind. So do I just stay this way and then get this box?
Here's what I would say. If I understood your question right, you woke up protecting yourself. There was an archangel with you, but you woke up protecting yourself by telling them to get out. This has also happened to me. I've been choked in my sleep plenty of times, and it's been at my mother-in-law's house in Illinois, and I won't stay at the house anymore because I have been through too much at the house, and so have other people. But they don't seem to bother my mother-in-law. But you say the name of Jesus, and I have woken up just like you're talking about, saying words. Now, sometimes they try to enter you, these entities. They do try to enter you. So sometimes you can be saying words that are not yours. But, No,
I remember saying the words, and I remember, write that down because you might forget. And so I didn't write it down, and I did forget. But I do remembering to say to you because I was going to tell you about this. I wasn't sure about on air, but it came up. I was going to tell you, I don't know what the word is, but I just am on the verge of knowing it. Like, it's just on the tip of my tongue, but I know it, and I know it was mine. I know it was my sentence to somebody. So it wasn't so I was trying to protect myself because it was my word. I remember telling my brain, remember, it was your word. Why would I even point that out, This has never happened to me.
Everything you're saying is, that's, they said that it will happen again to you, Barbara.
Okay.
So
I got to balance that one out with a little laughter.
I want to say something here.
Okay.
We have one more person waiting. Do you want to put that person through?
Okay. Yes, I would.
All right.
I'm going to put them through in a second, but I just want to say thank you, Vanessa. And you know what? The laughter was really real because I'm thinking, okay, fine. I'm open to that. I can handle it. But just if I didn't have you to talk to about it, it would be really hard. It would be hard.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad.
Thank
you.
you.
Area code 203, you're on.
203, hi, welcome to Life After Happiness. You're our last lucky caller. You're talking to Vanessa Orr, MBA, psychic medium.
I know, I'm lucky.
You're on.
This is Pat. Hi, this is Pat
Hi,
calling. Hi.
Hey, Pat.
Hi, everybody. Thank you.
Hey. Pat.
What's going on, Pat? Do you have a question?
I got a lot of questions. Actually, first
What's
of
your
all,
most important question?
Well,
Priority
one
overall.
simple. Anybody have any ideas how I can reach Oprah Winfrey? I've got a piece of artwork that is so timely.
I don't know. I didn't meet Oprah.
I don't know.
Okay.
Did you start the painting of the dog? Did you start that commission? Are you still talking about that with us? I don't know. So have you finished it and you want to tell Oprah? Give us something here. What's going on? This is kind of interesting.
I've got my apartment all cleaned up, ready to paint. I have painted a little bit, but not a lot of progress on that. I've got questions about my son.
I knew it.
If you could
I'm
give
ready.
me some info. Okay.
You know, Pat, I want to tell you, Pat, I always check on him for you.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. I do. I walk through here and I will check on him, and then I say to myself, "Why? I wonder why Pat's so worried because he's fine." And he keeps telling me, he goes, "I'm fine." He says, "My mom worries about me. I'm fine." Does that make sense? I know you miss him. You miss him.
He just got. I just mailed him a lot of pages of 30 years worth of catching him up on realizing, literally just shaking him up and making him see some truth. And
okay.
After I mean, it just came out so easy. And, I mean, he called me up and for a half hour kind of set me straight. He doesn't have any time for me at all, but he spent a half hour setting me straight because I was asking him questions about how to, send some artwork up to my granddaughter project. Anyway, he's just constantly irritated with me. And part of that conversation was basically, everyone's been working. I'm going to have to work until I die, blah, 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 blah. That's the way the world is. But you didn't have to. And I was stunned. I was just stunned. So from that, he got a lot of pages. And after I wrote that, I then was given information that I know a lot of the anger, it's all displaced. It's all about his father. And then I was given information that his father may have physically, sexually abused him or gotten close to doing it, or innuendos. And anyway, I didn't talk to him until today, and he keeps setting me up. He's very much like his father, and well, I'm not going to go into all of it. You could pick up on it, and he hung up on me today. He keeps trying to pull me in so he can then criticize me, and he pulled me in today, and I said, "No, Terry, I'm not going to do this so you can criticize me. You can go Google it yourself." And he hung up.
Well, he loves you, and he misses you. And if it's a misguided love, it's because you are picking up that it's misguided or misappropriated. And you are right. it's interesting, different forms. You know, it's for example, I love my kids, and they're very bad about staying in communication with me, but there's something about this affinity that has a certain platform of love, and it's the same thing with your son towards you. He actually, when he thinks of you, he just mourns that there's not better. But is this a soul contract? I actually get a yes. And I'm going to say something about this really quickly. Let the soul contract play out. It's come this far, and he has to grow up. And you are correct. He does do the setup. If I ask, is he a narcissist, I do get a yes on that. And there are different levels of narcissism, too. I think you probably know that, Pat. He fears you. I don't know if that makes sense, but he does fear you, and I'm going to tell you why. It's because you get the truth. You get the truth, and you get the truth, and you disseminate truth, and sometimes people want and not embrace that truth, Pat. But, you and I, we know each other fairly well, and I've accessed your energy field, and I've told you everything in another separate reading what the analysis is. You're very, very intelligent. Your whole family's got that intelligence in their DNA. Very unique, very creative, and succinct and detailed people. And your son, I'm going to tell you what he is feeling. He's feeling sorry for himself. Is he protecting his father? I say yes. Is there anything that you can do about splitting the atom here in this galvanized relationship? I get a no. But Pat, I'm going to tell you, it doesn't mean that you're powerless. And they just said to me, my guides just said to me, it's her mother's love. So it's your love for Terry. Is he kind of goofing up? Yeah, he's goofing up. Is he happy? He's not happy. Is he lost and displaced? He is. But to compare his life to your life or your life to his, that's apples and oranges, and that's not applicable.
It's so hard to hear you. It's really crackling, so I'm not really sure what you're saying. But
I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
that's okay.
Pat. Well, I said you're right and he's wrong. That's what I said.
He got the truth today in a text, and he's going to get it in a letter. I've not been speaking the truth to him. I've been walking on eggshells, and he's going to get it now. And
okay.
And I
you
basically
have been speaking the truth because when you're compelled to walk on eggshells, you are definitely dealing with a narcissist. And so when we walk on eggshells around the narcissist, it's because we're walking in truth, which is it's what I do for a living. It's why people contact me. It's because it's not me. I'm just a channel, but I also test for the truth. And when you and I are compelled to walk on eggshells, we're going to stomp those eggshells because we're not going to walk on them. You're right, Pat. Did you hear what I said? You're right, and Terry's wrong. But
yeah,
Terry's not Terry's not mature enough to face the music. He doesn't want to take the mask off and face the music.
Yeah.
He probably never will.
It
happened a long time ago.
Yeah,
I remember. It happened a long time ago. You told us the story about what he said on air, and it happened a while ago. And now you've addressed it. Hey, it's up to him how long it takes him. But you cannot keep blaming passing the blame or accepting the blame or not accepting that. I mean, gee, this has to be over and cleansed and bye-bye, and let's move forward. And maybe he's just wanting that. And you may never get what you want out of Terry. And he is feeling sorry for himself, so he's not going to budge.
I understand that. I told him a year and a half ago, and slowly he's starting to creep up again with this irritation and criticism. So I've stopped it again, and I know I'm taking the risk of it backfiring, but I know I have no relationship with him, so I have nothing to lose except for my granddaughter. And I know at this point the criticism is even going to go in. My granddaughter will pick up on it. So essentially, I have nothing to lose.
It's what the narcissist does. It's called parental alienation, and it's called grandparent alienation. And they use the child. Yes, they use the child as the tool, pawn in the chess game of the alienation and estrangement. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a little work here for you after I get off the phone with respect to my friend Terry. And it's very benevolent. And it's going to straighten things out. And just give me the first initial. I'm going to do something to help. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I don't tell everybody everything I do. A lot of my work is secret. I'm like the mad scientist, the doctor that's in the lab. So
I think it's good. I think that's good. And you know what? That she is going to take care with that, because this is serious. That happened to my mother. The grandchild, my brother's son, was taken away from my mother's visit. And, well, you know, one, it shouldn't deal with the other one. My brother didn't even live in the same state as my mother. My mother had gotten a wonderful grandmother-grandson relationship, and he loved Grandma. And the mom wouldn't let him see my mother anymore. And that crushed her. And and now he's like 26 years old, and she still hasn't seen him. And it's just, it was ripped. A relationship was ripped away. But she wasn't careful like this, though. So as long as you're careful and take steps, this is serious. And then take very cautionary steps, but to where you don't take the abuse from him, but then you're not also triggering him to get mad and do that to you, because that was horrible for me to watch my mother suffer with that happening. The woman was crazy and just said, well, you know what, she would just get mad and she just ripped the child away. So I guess he's doing okay, though. Some make it through, but it's hard on the children, really hard on the children too, of course.
It is. And they don't want to walk, they have to walk on eggshells too. And you know, your nephew wants to reconnect with your mom, by the way.
I thought so, and I just asked her that. She wasn't so sure, so I should try to look into that too, because I know the girl. I never had a problem with her at all, and so maybe I could, you know, start it in motion.
Yeah, you just write it down, because he's coming, and he's got a girlfriend with him. And you know what? With respect to your granddaughter, Pat, I want you to give me her first initial. That's all I want.
F.
Okay. And you know what? They are showing me this beautiful locket with her picture in it. Do you have a locket with her picture in it?
I don't.
Okay. Well, maybe there's one coming. But every reading's different, and this one is equally so. And I'm going to do some things here, and we're going to make things different and better. But listen, I understand what you're walking through.
I'm okay. I'm better because I'm standing in my truth now. I finally told him. You know what? He hung up on me today because he couldn't take it, and I texted him back. I said, "You can't take that." I said, "You know, then just picture." I said, "I'm truly sorry if that stung you, but imagine being stung 1,000 times, 3,000 times for 30 years, and imagine with maturity those stings becoming cold and full of anger." I said, "That's what you've done to me for 30 years." And I said, "Most souls it would kill." I said, "Terry, I'm not dead, but I'm not going to take it anymore. You have to stop this anger that belongs with you and your father and stop killing me. I'm done."
And here's what I do, and I do this practically every day, especially when things get heated. Sometimes I have things that don't go exactly my way. You put the anger projected at you, and you literally turn it around like you would, you know, turn just a chair around, and you send it back to the sender.
Yeah.
You have to do it. It's your responsibility because it's our responsibility because they're not going to take it back. We have to help them take it back. And then you bind it to them. You
bind it.
You rope it to them. You tie the knot and rope it to them. It changes everything.
Okay. I know I'm going to be quick. What's interesting today when we did FaceTime, it was like his face was coming through, trying to check me out to see where I was at. Because I was being quiet, and I looked at his face, and it looked like his father's for the first time. And honestly, I was repulsed. That surprised me. It's just like amazing all these things I'm able to see now, and just
that's your Boo Bear.
That's what?
That's your Boo Bear. That's your baby.
Yeah, that's my baby. But yeah. I mean, of course, I mean, he's got some of that in him. You know, I haven't been willing to see that. I'm hoping that the other grandmother, and I can FaceTime, and I can come up and visit. You know, maybe to her house during the day with Freya, with the granddaughter.
I got a yes on that.
Okay.
She knows. She knows.
She does?
Yeah, she knows.
Oh, good. One other
She's
question.
A nice lady.
Okay, good. Another question. I had texted you about my wonderful mechanic, Todd, who has got a lot of evil people around him, just like where I lived, and I had to leave because it was so bad. Do you have suggestions? What can I do to kind of push these people away from this guy's business? It's going to be, I mean, these are people that will plan a flash mob of hundreds of people, you know, descending on a place and having like a riot.
Oh.
Lots of drugs and illegal criminal stuff, and this is his place of business. They have rented a part of the building where he has his business. He's my mechanic, and he's an angel. And the police will not do anything. They're too afraid. And they're renting it just to sell drugs.
Oh, yeah. He, well, okay, that's complicated. I did a modality like this several years ago. I was not here in Houston. I was away, and I had a very similar situation. And what I did was I drew a picture of the property, and then I put it on a platter. I'm going to ask you to do this. I'm not going to do this, but put a picture of his property on a platter or a plate and pour salt around it.
Okay.
And ask the angels to protect him. He is a really good guy, and he's very smart with cars. Does that make sense?
Very smart. Oh, he's phenomenal. And he is so wonderful with people and women. Oh, he's so protective of women. He's just phenomenal. So the whole building or just his business area?
Just what you, since we're on a limited scale here, just get a plate out of your kitchen cupboard and draw a picture of his property or write his name down on a clean sheet of paper. Put the clean sheet of paper on the plate and pour salt around it.
Right. But do I draw the whole building where these criminals are in, that part of the building too, or just his part?
Sure. No, yeah, sure. You can just write down the address too, Pat. You can write down the address, or since you're an artist, you can draw a picture, or you can or write his name, and just on a clean sheet of paper, and just leave it. They're telling me to leave the sheet of paper open, put it on the plate, and pour salt around it, and put it like on top of your refrigerator or something out of the way. And it's amazing how salt works. It's amazing.
Okay, so salt around it, salt on top of it.
Sure, yeah, you can put salt on top of it. Yes. But definitely around it. Just the address or his name. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
All right. Well, thank
wonderful.
you for calling in.
Thank you, Pat.
Thank you all. Thank you all. God bless you all.
Thank you, Pat.
Thank you. You too. Wow.
What a dear
that was a really great. What was that, Johnny?
I was just saying, do you want to do the shout out, Barbara?
Yes. So I already did Vanessa's shout out, but hers is so easy. Bomba11 is her Instagram. And she has a great one, you guys. So just follow her there. And you know what? Finally, somebody who keeps it more simple. You know, here's my website. Full, meaning fill yourself up, soul. Fill your soul up, fullsoulreadings.com. And then you remember by association. So, yeah, that was great. This night was great. So many great readings, and then my own reading that slipped in there. But you know what? Sometimes I forget about things, even though there's intense, like me being visited by many spirits this week. Yes, it is intense. But when the callers call in with their story, it connects. And I just love it because I'm thinking about all the listeners out there who are getting their stories connected and with ours. And you know what? One of the biggest things on making it through happily, everything we go through, is that you're not alone.
No,
That's what I kind of stuck out to me tonight. Like, there's so many people. Great. We feel like we're building a really great community here.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I love how you said that. Last year I said that your show is going to get big, and it just is. And Jonathan's doing great things, and great things are happening, and your show is just flying. Good for you.
Yes, and Johnny, he's had such a great depth in such an amazing positive energy way that you and I both noticed. It's just like he's so happy. I haven't heard one word about depression for so long now. So this is really good for Johnny, and it's very good for me too.
Yeah,
I'm so
it's
glad.
good.
I'm so glad.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm so proud of you.
It'd be interesting to wait. Hold on, I'm not done doing the shout out. Okay, it'd be interesting for you guys to go to our YouTube channel and listen to each show. Why not backwards? I'm going to start doing that and see what's see the evolution of life, laughter, happiness backwards. I'm going to try it. So you're going to find that on our you find that on our YouTube channel, Life, Laughter, Happiness. And please subscribe. Drop us a line. We have a website. We have Facebook. We have a blog. We have Twitter and Instagram. So whatever your favorite is, we have it.
Don't
so we
forget
want
a
to
new
see you
channel.
there.
Don't forget the Roku channel, Life, Laughter, Happiness.
Yes. Roku
channel. Johnny's been working feverishly on this, and he's so excited, and so am I. And we've done a few episodes on our new TV channel, and you can find that on Roku. It's right now. It's live. It's out there and it's active. So go check it out, everybody. We're excited. All right. Let Vanessa has some closing words.
Oh, just thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love coming to your show. Thank you for letting me be a guest on Monday nights. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, good night, Vanessa.
Good night.
Good night, Johnny.
Good night, all.
Thanks,
good night,
everybody.
Barbara. Good night.